The health and safety team at Manchester Metropolitan University covers health and safety and well-being for staff and students. The team composes of me as a health and safety manager, 3 health and safety advisors and a health and safety officer. Their remit is to advise and support staff and students with meeting our legal requirements when it comes to health and safety. Risks and hazards across a university cover a number of different areas, from fire through to laboratory and workshop risks, through to working with students going on placements, through to working at height, working with chemicals. And for the purpose of meeting our legal obligations, the Health and Safety Unit is here to support staff and students in undertaking the necessary procedures and risk assessments to comply. The Health and Safety team provide a wide range of advice on health and safety matters across the university, from supporting staff in doing risk assessments to ensure that they meet the legislative requirements, looking at COSH risk assessments to ensure that staff and students are handling chemicals safely and using chemicals safely. We work with colleagues in property services and capital projects, looking at new builds and refurbs to ensure that all work is done and compliant with health and safety legislation. We look at student placements abroad to ensure that students are safe when they go abroad. We also look at student field trips to ensure that student field trips are safe and that students are complying with the relevant legislation. A fire alarm is a key safety device in all our buildings. When the fire alarm goes off, we require you to evacuate. The fire alarm will be triggered by a smoke detector, a heat detector, or a manual call point where somebody will have hit it, which would indicate that they might have seen a fire or smoke. It is really important that you evacuate the building as quickly and safely as possible. We will then do an investigation of that fire alarm to determine whether that fire alarm is actually a real fire. That takes up to 6 minutes. Once we've determined whether it is a false alarm or a real alarm, if it is a false alarm, we will reset the alarm and allow people back into the building. But again, can I emphasise, you must evacuate when you hear a fire alarm. When you join the university, we require you to undertake a DSE self-assessment. This is linked to using your computer or iPad. It is important that this is undertaken within the first few weeks that you're within the university. This is to help us determine whether you need a special chair, a footrest, or any other such equipment that might make that workstation work better for you. It also allows us to look at the way that you set up that workstation. The other thing that you get when you do your DSE self-assessment is you're entitled to a free eye test. And if you need a free eye test, you need to contact the health and safety team for that to be arranged. Every member of staff and every student has a role to play in health and safety in the university. And if you require further information or advice, please contact the health and safety team.